Tommy, can you hear me? Chantal, how's the sound? I'm using a different headset for it. All right, folks. Welcome to the Natural Gas Storage Report, 10-Minute Trades Trade Room. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the Trading Director at 10-Minute Trades. Remember that all trades we discuss for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures, so please trade carefully. Okay. So I'm looking at natural gas this morning. So natural gas was almost a family money trade 6 months ago. That's how great it was trading. And then in September, something happened. Nobody knows what happened, really. I mean, maybe it was natural gas started making all-time highs, or, it's an unknown. I mean, really, it's an unknown what happened. But when I first started trading this way many years ago, natural gas was the first instrument that I found. It was the first instrument. And it traded like a banshee. It was impossible to trade it, but I kept trying and trying and trying. And now all of a sudden, natural gas is trading the way it traded years ago. Very, very volatile, whipsaws, just crazy. But, and I'll get into the but in a second. Calvin is asking, how is PPI? PPI was a crapshoot, Calvin. I told everybody that it was totally a crapshoot. I was just testing to see if gold would work on it. It didn't. I'd only traded one contract. That report Thursday with gold, we are definitely testing for a new setup. It's run its course on gold. It's not working. And we haven't been trading it regularly. PPI, when it trades by itself, there's hope that it's a trade, but when it trades with other news, it's a problem. And our bracket was one tick too small this morning on the setup. So that's a shame. But again, it was a crapshoot. I really didn't recommend that anybody trade it. No, that trade's not worth. Jody, if it's worth getting up for, you can always ask me in advance. I'll tell you if it's worth getting up for. That report is not worth getting up for. Now, look, you could trade it. The irony, Jody, is on the ES. It looked good this morning. We're going to go. We used to trade that report on the ES, and we're going to go back and do some testing again, more testing on the ES. Exactly right. Don't cry in the corner. We can make it up on natural gas. Let's look at the natural gas daily report. Okay. Now, look, I know there's a lot of new people here, and I bet that some of you are thinking, wow, nobody trades anything in this company. But that's not true. We trade the good ones. All right. And that might mean sometimes 3 to 4 trades a week. Sometimes it might mean 7 trades a week. Sometimes it might mean 1 trade a week. You make money by trading the reports that work. If you overtrade and trade every report, you're not going to make money because every report doesn't work all the time. Depends. They change. They go in and out of working. So you have to be able to accept trade when it's the right time to trade. That's so true, right? That's so true. Our family money account is still way up. It's way up from when we started doing this in April with family money trades. We started with 13.2, and the account is, hang on, the family money account. I'm not logged into my family money account, so let me log into it. I'm in my test account, or not my test account, our other company account, and we trade almost everything in the other account, and that account struggles because we trade reports we shouldn't trade. I mean, this morning I should have traded SIM, but it was PPI, and I'll take the hit for you all, but I told you all not to trade it, right? Our family money account is 21.5. It started at 13.2. It got as high as 24 something. And last quarter's been tough. I mean, we're not going to lie about it, but this week starting not bad at all. WASD winner, CPI winner. CPI is not really a family money trade, but it will be next month on the NQ. What else? There were two other family money trades that worked. So we're not off to a bad start at all. And I'm always looking to expand family money trades. As soon as I can find a safe couple of trades to add, I will. Okay, I will. And I will do extra trading so we can all make sure what are the reports that we should be trading. Okay. We need to be sure. And the only way you can be 100% sure is by trading live. But that's my job. It's not your job to trade the crapshoot reports unless you want to. Okay. You don't have to trade the crapshoot reports. Certainly not live. And if you trade them, you could use micros, right? There's ways you can learn, trade, get better, and save your ammunition for the reports that have the best probabilities. That's the way to do it, in my opinion. Those are the ones I trade heavier. Okay, those are the ones I trade heavier. Let me look. I was looking for the DMM for today, but that's the philosophy of this system. Undertrade, don't overtrade. Undertrading can make you money, but you have to be patient. You have to be able to deal with undertrading. So look what's going on with natural gas, and I'll show you the two recent DMMs. Okay, now keep in mind that there are 2 weeks between the 16th and the 6th that my boss doesn't keep track of because he doesn't think those are tradable weeks, the holiday weeks. And he's allowed to have his opinion. He made this system up, but we still watch those trades because they still give you an indication of how natural gas is behaving. I agree that it is holiday trading. Okay. There's no doubt it's holiday trading. But I can tell you this, if we look at natural gas after the 16th, we were here. On the 23rd, it was a loser. It was a strange whipsaw, okay? On the 23rd. That was 2 days before Christmas, not the smartest day to trade. No surprise that natural gas was a loser. And then on the 30th, it was a loser. Remember, it was really slow. I don't know if you all remember, but natural gas was very slow on the 30th. Let me see. I couldn't find that video. Give me a second to see if it's up in the trade room archives. I don't know why they erased all the December trades. Oh, I might have it. Let's see. Got it. Let me download it. I'll show you. It was a weird one. It was a weird one. Okay, so natural gas on the 30th. Watch this. And now this is a date that you don't trade. You wouldn't have traded it live normally. Now, you could still theoretically take an after the news trade on natural gas, honestly, on the 30th, because you're still going to get a move, even though it's a holiday. Look, but it is interesting in that natural gas moved very poorly that day. We were looking at the after news trade, okay? And then watch the right side. This is our regular setup, okay? This is the regular setup. It's going to take place right here. Here come those tiers again. No looking things up in Google. Here come those tears again. Who wrote it? No Google. If I ask you guys a question and you got to promise me you won't look things up in Google. Look what natural gas did. A weird whip. Watch. There's the brackets right before New Year's. Totally an abnormal reaction. Completely abnormal. Hang on. My video. This is a trade room video. They don't work as well as the videos I record. Let's give it a second. Here we go. And let me start my own recording too for today. So the brackets are going to show up now. About a second. There they are. It goes short and then it whips up and stops you out in 2 seconds. All right. Weird trading. Weird. No way around it. Holiday. That's why we don't trade. Except for very few reports do we trade during the holidays with real money. And it's only 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks. It's not that big a deal. Okay. So I was going to show you the previous DMM. So 1223 was a loser and 1230 was a loser. So you've got 5 stops in a row, counting the holiday. And you have 5 losers out of 8. Okay. You could say 5 out of, you could say 3 out of 6. Okay. If you don't want to count those 2 holiday trades, I count them. They would have been losers if you traded them. They're not winners. Okay? They're not winners. Let me get the previous natural gas DMM because I just want to show you how natural gas has been trending. Okay? So, give me a second. I just got to find it. So that would have been the 30th, right? Oh, there was no DMM. Darn it. So let me show you because we didn't create one. I hate life sometimes. Give me a second. So I have to show you an older one, which is too bad. It sort of ruins my whole concept. It ruins my whole concept. Give me a second. I want to try and find the most recent DMM. They really, so it would have been 1216. 1216. And I just don't see the darn thing. Here it is. So the most recent natural gas DMM, I hope. Thank you. Look at the way natural gas was trading before the previous DMM. 5 out of 6 losers. Unheard of. Unheard of to get 3 stops in a row. Very rare. We had 5 if you count the holidays. 5 if you count the holidays. But you go to the newer DMM. And what do you got? 2 winners. The last 2 were winners. Is natural gas getting better? That's our job to figure it out. Is natural gas getting better? First of all, thank you on YouTube for watching us. Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching us. Mark, CPI 2020. CPI 2020. CPI 2020, small letters. All right. Thanks, everybody on YouTube. Give us a like on YouTube, will you? So I'm going to set up my breakout trade for natural gas, all right? I'm going to set up my breakout trade on a 1-minute chart on natural gas. And that's going to be on the right. That's going to be on the right, okay? On the right. So we have a DMM, right? I don't have to tell you that. We have a daily trade setup for natural gas. And I'm looking at it on the right, our regular breakout. The last two have been winners. So look, we have three targets, 5, 8, and 12. I don't recommend anybody trade 3 contracts of natural gas right now. Not until, maybe not ever, because it could take $2,000 out of your account in a blink of an eye, natural gas. Understand that natural gas can blow through the stops, can do everything you don't expect it to do, leave you in a trade when you don't know why. Understand that natural gas can be the devil. It isn't always the devil, but it can be the devil. I'm going to set up our trade 5-tick target, 12 ticks. Target 1, target 3. That's the other problem with natural gas. The stop is 15. Very poor risk to reward on a report that's been whipsawing. You don't need whipsaws. That's what natural gas has been. Insane since September, losing way more than it's had winning trades. The entry time is 10, 29, 59. Under no circumstances do I recommend trading natural gas live. Still, just because it had 2 in a row, that doesn't tell us anything yet. Today is really the first normal week. The week after New Year's is not quite totally normal. Okay, a lot of people aren't back yet. This week is a normal week, in my opinion. Okay, my setup on natural gas for the breakout, it's a bracket of 5. I'm using the targets from the DMM, target of 5, target of 12, 1 position each. Stop is 15, so you're risking 15 ticks to make your first target of 5. It's not a good risk to reward. Now, I don't often care about risk to reward. Entry time, 10, 29, 59, and it's a breakout trade. Because if a trade is performing well, right, I couldn't care less about risk to reward, because it's not going to matter if a trade's performing 80%, 70%. Yes, you'll have some losers, but you're going to have winners. And if it's an 80% trade, it's probably hitting good targets and you're increasing your contracts, right? So I don't normally care about risk to reward, but on natural gas, I do, because it's so hard to make money on natural gas on a breakout trade, even when it works, because the targets are small, because that's the only way we can get it to work. Natural gas, by definition, has slippage. It's a low liquidity index, by definition. Okay? That's the reality of natural gas. It's really not your friend. It's not like Google. Google can be your friend. Natural gas, not always your friend. Sometimes, yes, but not enough. Entry time, 10, 29, 59. That's our breakout, okay? Now I'm testing the after news trade, and I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. And I do have the webinar of our after news set up. Anybody who wants the webinar, help@10minutetrades.com. help@10minutetrades.com. It hasn't been posted yet, so just send me an email. I'll send you the webinar. I'm going to do my setup, and I'm going to use a 15-second chart instead of 30, because I think, and according to one of our members, Mark, who trades this a lot this way, we may get a better early signal. What I would prefer, and I'm kind of thinking real hard if I want to do Fred's setup one more time. We've done it a lot. Let's see what happens, and we'll figure it out. I'm going to do mine today, I think. My setup differs in that I don't wait 3 minutes. And I usually use a bigger target and a bigger stop. So it's a squeeze play still. So the trade type is a squeeze play. It's a squeeze play. No, he is, Chantal. We're cool. We're good. You can give him the info he needs. I said it out loud, but you can give it to him. The trade type is a squeeze play. Trade type. Everything is the same the way that Fred set it up. It's one tick above the range, one tick below the range. Graphic shown on chart. Okay. Graphic shown on chart. And I'm just going to go simple, one target, but I'm going to go for like 12 ticks. And I'm going to risk 15. Really, you should risk 20 ticks if you're trading natural gas discretionary. So that's my squeeze trade setup, okay? The squeeze play. Graphic shown on chart gets checked. One tick above the range, one tick below. Oh, one click bar, look back is 2 bars. That's all I'm looking back, 2 bars. One position for 12 ticks. And I'm going to risk 150 to make 120. That's not horrible with natural gas squeeze play. So the goal, okay, the goal is this on the squeeze play. You know, I think we can have both trades on the same chart. So let me do that. Let me get rid of my breakout. Let's save the template. I won't have to re-enter it. Watch. Template, save, natural gas, breakout, 1. Today's the 13th, 22. So I saved the template. Okay, I'm getting rid of the natural gas breakout by right-clicking remove. Okay, and I'm going to enter it on the same chart. Strategy, because I'm going to wait. The natural gas trade needs to be over before I would enter a second trade anyway. So let me load. First, I want to label my squeeze play, which I never did. Okay, label squeeze. Bingo. My squeeze trade is enabled. Okay, is labeled. Sorry. Now I'm going to just reset up the breakout, but I stored the template. So watch. Strategies. Put another strategy on the chart. You can put 2 strategies on a chart. There it is. Let's label it so we don't forget. Go to label, natural gas breakout. Let's put the word breakout first so there's no confusion at all. Breakout. Breakout. Now, so our setup is actually we're going to load the template first. Template. Load, and we called it natural gas breakout 113.22. All my setups are there, the entry time, breakout trade. The only thing that isn't stored, nope, it even stored the label that I had before. Fine. Natural gas breakout is stored. The entry time, everything in the template that I put in on the other chart is there. Targets of 5 and 12 for the breakout. Stop of 15. So our natural gas breakout trade is good. The template is fine. So that's bingo. That's my natural gas trade right there. Bingo. Here's my squeeze play. So it's going to draw. It's going to draw my range. Okay. It's going to draw my range. Here's the basic idea. There's a couple of different ideas that are going to take place. right at the news, there will probably be a trend in natural gas. Like, let's say natural gas bursts up, so there should be an upward trend. I'll take the first short signal after an upward trend, okay? And the same is true of the downward trend. What's a short signal? A changing color momentum. See how that changed color? This is a perfect example. Like before the news here, natural gas was going down. Momentum, 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 bigger, bigger momentum, higher momentum, higher momentum. Boom, short. Long, sorry, long. Down, 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 short. Boom, long. Right there. Okay, would have worked. Would have worked. You really need to use a 20-tick stop on natural gas, okay, to trade it discretionary. You have to. 15, you're not gonna survive it. You're not gonna survive it. So I want a 20-tick stop to demonstrate, give us a chance to win. That's risking $200, okay? Natural gas is trading very volatile these days. Let's check our time sync. Now, we do this every Wednesday for the oil trade. Time is exact, okay? We do it every Thursday for natural gas. So in a couple of weeks, you're going to know how to do this. You're not going to say, hey, Lee, what's the squeeze play? I don't get it. What's the bracket on the squeeze play? You'll understand there's no bracket. You won't ask me, hey, what time is the start time on the squeeze play? You won't ask me because you'll know in a couple of weeks after doing it over and over. We don't use time. We're just entering with two buttons. We're going to know the direction on this trade. One of the things about the squeeze play is generally we know the direction, almost always. Ideally, if my squeeze trade is in the direction of the news, in other words, if the news shows up green, I would prefer to go long. I would prefer that it shoots down and the news is green. And I can trade in the direction of green up, okay? That gives you a better opportunity to win if you can go in the direction of news. But natural gas has a tendency to move up and down after the news. So let's see what the news is, how the breakout works. We can watch the breakout because it's going to show up on this chart also, because it's the same instrument for both setups. And then we'll try and let it calm down, and we'll see if there's an opportunity after the report. There's not always an opportunity. It's got to be clear signals that aren't surprising or confusing, right? So only a minute. Where'd the time go? The time flew through this report, or this trade room, I should say. And thanks everybody on YouTube for watching us. Sign up, hit the notification bell so you know the next time we're streaming. I think we're going to be streaming tomorrow morning for retail sales. Tomorrow morning for retail sales. So let's see, is natural gas trading better or is it still a banshee? Let's see how it behaves on the breakout. Watching the right chart on the breakout, we're in the same account for two setups. They will show up on both charts. So I'm going to watch the breakout on the 1 minute chart, and then I'm going to look for signals on the 15-second chart. Here comes the news. My bracket's going to show up in a second or two. There's my bracket. Now, it's a slightly positive number, and it worked. Okay, now I'm looking for the first short that I get. You know, you could say you have the short, but you'd have to take it all the way up here. You follow me? So this is not a trade yet. This is not a trade yet. Some people would have reversed that. Some people would have reversed that. Okay, but you've still got an upward trend. Still, you know, honestly, folks, the short was immediate. The short was immediate. I'll show you the video. This is now much more difficult, in my opinion, to get a short. I'd almost rather you could wait. I'd rather see gas go down. See, theoretically, we have a signal, right? Theoretically, you have a signal. Price is green, though. Why did I take it? 2 signals in a row? It's not quite the direction I want to be going. Okay, not quite the direction I want to be going. All right, made a little bit of money. Now, I'm not done. All right, we don't have to be done. Turning off the breakout. Okay, let it pull down. There still might be a trade in the direction of the news. Would there be? Theoretically, once you're done, you should be done. Okay, once you're done, you should be done. I'll show you the video and tell you what I really think. Make sure your graphics shown on chart is checked, David. Graphics shown on chart is checked. Okay, now I'm waiting for that long, but I don't have a signal. I can't take it yet. I can't take it because we don't have a signal. It's still dark red squeeze. Now, I normally would not take a second trade, folks. I just want to tell you, but we never got the opposite direction. Well, no, this trade's over, folks. I'm not going to trade. The trade's over, and I'll show you why when we watch the video. I'll show you why when we watch the video. Theoretically, the price was bullish for the report. It shot up, and the breakout would have worked. But the reversal should have been taken instantly. It should have been a normal. You have to understand the difference between a great reversal and a squeeze play. Today, it was a great reversal opportunity. And I'll show you the video, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, okay? We'll talk about it. Still right now, price is consolidating. Still, we never got after news long, okay? We never got an after the news long. You can look at the moving averages to help you. They're pointing down. So I jumped out of my short a little too fast. Obviously, it would have hit my 15-tick target with no problem. It would have hit it with no problem. I'm waiting for a girl like you to come into my life. Who did that song? I'm waiting. Was that Foreigner? Waiting for a long signal to come into my life. Yeah. Waiting for the squeeze to change. Color to coral. I'm waiting for the squeeze to change to the coral color. There it is. I'm going long if it pulls me in. Okay. That's my signal. There's a lot of downward pressure though. So you may not want to take this trade. It keeps making new lows. I don't, and now this trade's canceled because downward pressure, downward pressure, downward pressure, downward pressure. David, go to YouTube and look me up. A cold wind blows. That's all I'll say. Google my name and a cold wind blows on YouTube. You'll change your mind. Okay. We don't have, in my opinion, I would not take a long trade here. It's too much downward pressure. It might work. The trade was short. The after news trade was short. Let's watch the video and I'll show you why. All right, I'll show you why. And I'll show you why you got to really think fast if you want to trade natural gas. I think that with natural gas not trading that great, an after news trade is very viable, but you got to think on your feet. And I'll show you why. So let's look. Let's look. Here's the video. All right. Takes 1 second to render it. So let me just render it. We have two things that happened. And I know a lot of you are new and you probably feel overwhelmed. Don't feel overwhelmed. It's all going to work. And I'm going to record this also. So give me a second because this might be helpful. If we record this, the explanation. So let me set the recording up again because this will be hopefully a little bit educational. It will help. Okay. So I'm recording the explanation. I'm recording the explanation of the natural gas news today. Let's watch the video. So the first thing we have to analyze is what happened on the breakout. Did the breakout work? Okay. Did the breakout work? So let's clarify things. Okay. You know the setup. We were just looking for 5 ticks and 12 ticks. And the right chart is the easiest to see the breakout. So watch the right chart. Our bracket's going to show up. And we're testing the breakout. It pops long very clearly, even in sim, a clear, easy winner. Clear, easy winner, folks. Now, it went well past target 2. Would not have been a ton of slippage. That was an easy breakout winner, okay? Fine. When you trade natural gas and oil, remember we had a reverse. In some of the webinars, I've talked about just a regular reversal trade. If you get a perfect burst and it hangs, watch. It's just something you have to learn to recognize. That's the only way I could say it. Watch the price. Instead of waiting for the squeeze, watch the price. The really correct natural gas trade, I'll scream it out when it's correct. Price is going to burst up, but not so fast that you're out of control. But you need to be thinking. Short, right there, short. So I'm short at 79. Let's say the worst possible place. 79, 20 tick stop. Got to have a 20 tick stop. So I survived that short. And that's just a regular reversal trade. Regular reversal trade. Now, the beauty of our software, folks, and it easily would have hit my 15 tick target. Here's the beauty of our software. Now, those extra buttons matter. Let's say you're thinking you're going to do a squeeze play, but you notice a great opportunity for a quick reversal on a burst up like we had. Just hit the short button. It'll still honor your targets and you'll still have stops and you won't have a naked trade and you could just do it as a regular reversal short or long just by hitting the short. 1 click short puts you in the market instantly. 1 click long puts you in the market long instantly, but it uses the software as an ATM. Your targets and the stops are there. So you're not trading naked if you have a change of style of trade. Quick reversal rather than the squeeze. Okay? All right, folks. That's natural gas for today. Look, oh my goodness. Very strong pressure. We were warned. It never pulled through our range, right? That's why using a range can keep you safe. It never broke the range to the long side for a long trade. Now you might have a possibility for a long. That's a pretty big reversal, right? And look, the long looked like it would have worked. We weren't looking this late, but there's no reason you can't trade natural gas for a good 15 minutes after the report. Okay, I'll go 10 because 10-minute trades. All right, I'm not going to go 15 most of the time. Okay, who's got a question? Who's got a question? Anybody? Thanks, everybody on YouTube. Give us a couple of likes before you go. Sign up, hit the notification bell, and you can watch us stream retail sales tomorrow morning. Retail sales tomorrow morning.